Hey healers, we're live. Hi. Much better. Hey y'all, welcome. Streaming, triple streaming, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So if you see me looking off, you know why. Can everybody hear me? Drop your city, drop your zodiac sign. Let us know you're in the chat. Let me pin these comments in here. Drop your city. Drop your zodiac sign, your big three, if you please. And your zodiac sign. Tips are appreciated. Root Chakra Goddess on Cash App and Venmo. Sarada at rootchakragoddess.love on PayPal. Okay. Pin. I got to pin a comment on everything. Every single one. Hold on. Give me some time. While I'm doing this, y'all do that, okay? Because we got to let the new people know what it is when they come in here. Drop your city and your zodiac sign. I love how y'all show up in here. Yes, everybody knows we're about to get it lit. We about to get it lit. Drop your city and your zodiac sign. Tips are appreciated. Thank you everybody that shows love. Some of y'all been rocking with me since I was Sacred Stripper. Yes, you know who you are. This is so fun. I swear I've been sitting here depressed all damn day and I get on here and I'm all happy now immediately. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. Like you have a purpose, you're supposed to do it because it makes you happy. And wow, it makes other people happy too. That was easy. Oh yeah. Hi. Okay, let's see. Can I do this? Can I pin? I already have a comment pinned on here. Why I look so good on Facebook? Why I look so good on Facebook? Damn, I need this. I guess it's because I got the camera in my tripod thing with the lighting. It's all perfect. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try to get this closer together. All right, y'all. Hey everybody. Hey, welcome. Of course, Instagram is the only thing that's popping. Who do we have in the room? Everybody drop your city, drop your zodiac sign. Welcome. Welcome to all my clients and students. Good to see you guys and new people. For those who don't know, I am Sarada Muladhara, the root chakra goddess. I specialize in healing root chakra issues, love, sex, death, birth, rebirth, the occult, the collective unconscious, shadow work, unconscious minds. Go into your unconscious mind to find what's in there. I think you know, but you have no idea. Might be kind of scary. You might not want to know what's in there. Maybe you might want to have a guide. I'm your guide, okay? You don't have to do it alone. We got a Libra. We got a few Libras in here. What up, though? Okay, Libras. What? What? We have 2 Libras from North Carolina? What are y'all trying to say? We have a Pisces sun, Gemini moon, Capricorn rising in Fullerton. Hey Pisces, we have Dallas, Texas representing my hometown. Leo, Libra, and Sag is the big 3. What up though? And we got a LA, Capricorn, Scorpio, Aquarius. Hey y'all, welcome. Okay, and we got a New Orleanian, Scorpio, Sagittarius cusp. What up? Hey y'all. Hey. Yes, if you send me an email, I'm gonna get back to you. I'll respond after I get off here. So we were talking about polyamory versus circular dating. So let's chat. Like, what do you guys want to say? I know what I want to say. So, and I will be getting into that. So, like, one of the cool things about these chats is that it's interactive. You talk, I talk back. I talk, you talk back. That's a crucial part of it. So, of course, you can just say and listen if you want, but you don't have to. You can put your 2 cents in no matter what it is. Say how you feel. A few people have said they don't want to take up too much space in the chat, or they feel bad because they just want to say so much. No, use this time. This is our time to talk. That means you need to clear your throat chakra, because you might not be able to spend all the time that you want to talk to your friends, to your partners, to other places that you want to get things off your chest, but you just can't. There's just not enough time, not enough space. And this is your space and this is your time. And in sessions with me, that's what we do. Like, you guys see me on here, I'm talking, but when you get a consultation with me, usually the majority of the time I'm listening to you. I'm listening to what you have going on. That way I can assess what you have going on, and I can make my recommendations to help make it better. I solve problems. I solve root chakra problems. The root chakra affects all aspects of life. It affects your quality of life, whether or not you feel safe. And the reason why I'm so qualified to do this is because of my life experience as an Arab Muslim girl and woman, sex worker, lesbian sex worker. Bitch, I'm fucking qualified. I know how to keep myself safe. And I can go and do what I want to do. And I don't have to worry. I don't have to be locked in somebody's house because I'm afraid. And I actually have a lot of things to fear because I'm vulnerable. Anybody that opens themselves up to others the way I do is vulnerable. So a lot of people don't understand when they have friends that have to like cut people off or set these crazy boundaries, or all of a sudden they have somebody acting crazy with them, because like a lot of people don't let people in, period. So if you're a person that does let people in, then some people you might have to let them the fuck out, and that's okay. Don't feel stupid. Everybody makes mistakes and bad decisions sometimes, but right now it's really crucial, like for those people who have those like open energies and really allowing and open and loving and compassionate with other people, is like locking those boundaries down, and getting a little bit of distance. And what that distance will show you is, time will tell the revelation of the person of what they're there for. And what's been crazy is that as the world is reforming, the people that were in transactional situations, or that were showing up for situations just for like what they could get out of it and not for what they could put into it, those connections are like falling off. They're sort of disintegrating. They're not going to be really welcome in the next phase of your life, because you got important things to do. So it's going to have to balance out some kind of way. And yes, I wanted to talk about polyamory versus circular dating, because like I want to get a show of hands. So everybody drop the emojis that describe your current dating life. I want to see that. And if you're poly, talk about it. And if you know what circular dating is, talk about it. So first I'll define the terms. Polyamory, that's when you love multiple people. It's different than monogamy, where monogamy, you love one person. You only are in the relationship with that one person. Nobody else is allowed. With polyamory, you might have a lot of different formations. Like some people are going to be solo poly, where they don't want a relationship, but they want to be involved with other people, on a case by case basis. Like they might want friendships that are romantic friendships, but they don't want a committed relationship. They don't want to get into the like living together or things like this. What? Yeah, go ahead. He wants to claw in his box. What I was gonna say. I know barely anything of polyamory or circular dating. Okay, cute emoji. All right, y'all. My cat wants to go outside. Let me let him. Go ahead, boy. With his little crazy self. All right, y'all. So, polyamory, like, is defined by multiple relationships, and these are relationships that are ongoing connections that are nurtured by both people. Because, like, for a relationship to be nurtured, both people have to take care of it. It's like a plant that both people have to water. If one person neglects it and the other person's the only one watering it, it's still just as unhealthy as if both people neglect and abuse it. So you have to like be able to open your mouth, ask for what you need, say what's not okay with you, and um, it's a great deal of communication required within polyamory because you're considering other people's emotional needs, and there's multiple people's whose emotional needs you're considering. Um, so it requires a higher degree of emotional intelligence too. With monogamy, like that's just the standard that's been forced on us in our culture. But it depends on what culture you're in, because I'm Arab and Muslim, so polygamy is natural and normal in my culture. But I'm still figuring out like exactly where I personally stand on everything. I've been poly my entire life since I started dating. When I was 12, is it was it called dating? I was just like I was about to say I was just fast, but I'm not gonna say that. But I was just out there. My first boyfriend, I had a girlfriend at the same time. I had my first boyfriend and my first girlfriend at the same time, and I was 12. Um, and like with circular dating, the difference between polyamory and circular dating is that with circular dating, you're dating to move through a rotation, which you'll eventually pick one person to be with. Within polyamory, you're not assuming that you're going to just pick one person. You're assuming that you're going to continue these relationships with these people indefinitely. You're not looking to like pick the top person unless you're in a poly situation where you want a primary partner. So for some people, they might be solo poly where they don't want a primary partner. They want to date multiple people and not have that commitment. But for somebody who wants to have a primary partner, they might also like somebody might be polyamorous, but they might want one primary partner. It might look like monogamy to other people, to the outside world, but they're actually going to swingers clubs or dating other people or whatever. It's very personal, and like there's a whole bunch of different terminology. Like there's like relationship anarchy is a term used to describe how some people choose to have relationship styles which don't fit the like heteronormative gender binary constructs. So I wanted to talk about these because like you guys know, like I'm sort of shifting from being a healer to being a coach. My coaching is healing. The thing that the advantage that I see towards coaching versus healing is that like what I learned from being a healer, like sometimes all that isn't really needed. I think that the current paradigms of self-sacrifice that are coming from religious programming, there's like it's set up in a way for us to self-sacrifice ourselves some more when we go into the healing field. But what I've learned and noticed from a lot of my students working with like hundreds of people is that they'll find the tools that they need, they'll find the practices that they need, and they'll be able to do the things that they need to do, not necessarily me always doing it for them. I still do healing services, like I still do healing sessions. I still work on people in that way, but I take my focus off of that and put my focus more on coaching, because it's about finding a medium balance of what's most natural for me and what's most beneficial to the client. And often, like, all we really need to do is just have a conversation, and it does so much. So, there's a like, there's a lot of coaches on the market, and sex and relationship coaching is becoming a huge thing. I have special knowledge, know-how, qualifications, and life experiences to uniquely support you guys in your sex and relationship needs. So because I have experience working in the adult entertainment industry, because I have experience being a lesbian, also being bi, and like, you know, just being pansexual, gender fluid. I don't know. I don't know. Like, honestly, it's like interesting that because what's happening right now with Mercury retrograde is that I'm going back for some of what I've lost. So for some of y'all who've been paying attention, you know that like I work with these personas that are icons that I can use to channel information through and to represent certain concepts through. So first was Amira Barakat al-Baladi, and she's the sacred stripper. So she is the one that is more in the poly community, LGBTQ sex worker community, and POC, you know, all these things. Now, Sarada Muladara, she's more so like, I would say she's more so heterosexual, monogamous, but she's also polygamous. And I'm still finding myself through finding these characters of what these characters represent to me and what they represent in the world, because they're all aspects of me, and they're aspects of me that are like repressed, vilified, that I need to bring to the light and flesh out in order to maintain my own wholeness, to grow my wholeness. So I'm an artist, I'm sensitive about my shit, in case y'all didn't know, and you can ask me anything. Like, it's the type of thing where like these concepts need a whole art show. Like, they need a whole essay, they need a whole book, but I just described them to y'all in my internet posts, you know, no big deal. Is it raining? Okay, so it's raining now? Good. My camera's too negative. Come on. Hey. Like, boy, if you don't get back in here, it's raining hard. Ooh, that feels good. Okay, so for those of y'all that don't know me, what we do is we get on here and chat, and we just chop it up and we explore these concepts. So let's talk. Let's talk. Okay, so yep, it's raining. I'm on the patio at work. I'm like, dang, all of a sudden it started pouring rain out of nowhere. All right, y'all. So that's good. That's juicy, abundant vibes. That's good. Just stop. Oh gosh. So, like, one of the things with me, I'm gonna make another video that I've been wanting to make for a while, and the title of the next video, I won't tell you guys yet, but basically, like, I really want to explore more concepts and themes of dating for hoes and people that have a checkered past, or they have a story, you know, they've been out here. It's like, it's so interesting and so funny because there's so much said to try to shame you and try to get you to like not do what's right for you, or try to get you to play small when it comes to your sexual power and your sexual energy. Don't believe the things that you guys see in the internet and things that these relationship experts say, because they don't know your life, and 9 times out of 10 they don't know what the fuck they're even talking about. They can't give you advice if they don't know your life. They might be able to give advice that's relevant for who it's relevant for. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily relevant for you. So I think like the benefit for talking to me is that, one, like, I have these life experiences, and then 2, I'm intuitive psychic, tapping into something deeper. There's things that like I'll notice that they don't fit the cookie cutter script. A lot of this conversation builds on my YouTube video that's plutonic love versus transactional love. Yes, plutonic, you guys, I know how to spell. I didn't misspell platonic. Like, yeah, platonic love is great. I love my friends. The fuck you mean? I was talking about plutonic. Plutonic love from the underworld. That's the love that transforms you and makes you better, because it forces you to confront your shadows. It forces you to confront the ways that you sort of coast in this world, and that you don't do everything that you should do or that you could do, and that you just sort of slack off and slide by. Matrix love is transactional love. That's the transactional love, which you choose that person for what they can do for you right now. And I mean, like, you're not gonna, like, if you're choosing someone based on the money they have versus the love that you have for them, that they have for you, I wouldn't do that right now, because you don't understand the type of times that we're going into. Like, you don't necessarily, like, like, you want somebody that's healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally, and spiritually. So, it shouldn't have to be like a mutually exclusive thing that, like, they need to be financially healthy too. But it's the difference between like choosing somebody that's like who's like a millionaire already versus somebody who's building to their million. With the person that's building and you're building too, you have the opportunity to co-create together to create a life that's makes sense for both of you. For the person that's already created their life, like, they might just have a spot that you either fit into it or you don't, and you might fit into it at one time, but you might not be able to change. So the goal of either is just like that you're gonna be happy, you're gonna be healthy, you're gonna be loved, you're gonna be fully sexed up and satisfied. And for like for polyamory, there aren't the same restrictions as far as like, for circular dating, there might be rules like, well, I'm not going to have sex until our third date or until 3 months in or whatever. We're not going to have sex. For a lot of my constituency, it's not realistic to not have sex. Sorry. We're grown. Like, it's not realistic for us to not have sex with the people that we're dating on the first night. Like, I'm just saying, because this is just the lifestyle that we live and like the ways of the world. So it just is what it is. And I don't see the reason why not to. Like, there's a lot of reasons that people have. Like, the only good reason that I see for like waiting to have sex with somebody is just like find out more about them and find out about their character. But like, no, you guys, like, everybody's not worried about creating soul ties with people. Everybody's not worried about a lot of the things that we're trained to be worried about when it comes to sexual encounters. So, yes, there's people that have sex with tons of people. They're not worried about STD. They don't catch an STD. They don't make a soul tie. They just move on. And that's actually possible. They don't get a spiritually transmitted infection or STD or anything. They just move on if it doesn't work out. And that's the idea with circular dating, is that you're not just dating one person. I've learned firsthand how beneficial this is, you guys, because what I used to do in dating is like, I used to date whoever wanted to date me. Like, whoever wanted to date me the most, I would be with them because they would be the one that would be blowing up my phone the most, talking to me the most, trying to see me the most, spending the most time with me. And what I didn't know back then is that like I was setting myself up for abuse and for being with a controlling partner, because I was, instead of like, you know, with circular dating, what you do is you have multiple people that you're dating in the rotation. So before you decide to be with one person, you just keep dating everybody. And then when one person doesn't really meet your standards or your needs, you let them go. And you have to lean back to let them come towards you so that that choice is made. Because what can happen otherwise is that, like, especially for a lot of people, like, we've been talking a lot about overdeveloped masculine energy in women and how this happens from childhood when you're forced to like care give your mother and even your father, your siblings. So what happens for a lot of people is that if they're dating and then somebody becomes distant with them, they cling because it feels like my dad is leaving me again and I need to hold on to him and keep him here and let me show him what a great person I am. So I'm going to show him how much I care and all these things. No, none of that is necessary. It's not necessary, because the person that wants to be with you, like, they don't need that. They don't need all that. They don't need you to do all that. So it's really cute, that you still feel like you have to earn love, but that's not how love works. It's just freely given, or it doesn't exist. And the benefit of circular dating is that in those moments, it's a lot easier to lean back because you have other people. So even if you're not polyamorous, you still might want to consider doing circular dating. I know a lot of people, like, they're just like, no, I'm going to meet the person that I like and I'm just going to rock with them. And I used to be that type of person too, but it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Like, the relationship fizzles out. It burns out too quickly because there's too much stress, especially as a trauma survivor. So let me specify that. Like, as a trauma survivor, it doesn't work because as a trauma survivor, if you have abandonment issues, if you have these wounds where you don't feel good enough, or you feel like you're not going to get chosen, or you're not going to get love, or you're not going to get what you need, it doesn't work because you're going to end up sabotaging the relationship. And some relationships can handle some sabotaging moments, but some of them can't. And sometimes it just sucks because you just waste all that time when you could have just left it alone and had no problem. But because of that internal feeling of like, I'm literally going to die because this person isn't texting me back, or I don't know where they are. I don't know when I'm going to see them again, because it's not you, it's not them. It's your inner child wounds of times when you needed your parents and they weren't there. And it brings it up to the surface again because relationships are root chakra healing. Yeah, I'm going to post this when I get done, so don't worry if you miss it. She said, I love that you're speaking on this. Girl, yes. Please save this live. I can't listen now, but you are preaching. Yes. Yes, sis. Talk to me. Talk to me. I like interacting with you guys. Tell me what you're thinking, because yes, you will not be able to maintain if you got to have some other men in your rotation, and it just feels good. It just feels good. And then there's a lot of guilt too that might go along with that, like, oh well, like you might really be feeling one guy, but you're like dealing with these other guys, and you might feel guilty that he doesn't know or whatever. So if you feel that guilty, then to have a conversation with him and let him know. But at the same time, if there's been no commitment made, you don't owe nobody. You don't owe nobody that information, and they should assume that they're not the only ones. Until somebody really steps up to make it a priority, to make you a priority in their life, they shouldn't assume that you're going to do that for them, or that you're going to make yourself available to them in any kind of way. And this is where you have to hack your conditioning. If you've been conditioned to self-sacrifice and to be a good girl and to please others and do what they want you to do, then you're going to have to do some work on that, because you're going to want to make sure you're protected from other people's projections and their needs. So you want to regularly clear your aura from other people's sexual fantasies about you and sexual projections, because they could be coming from anywhere. They could be coming from anywhere. And you might walk down the street and 5 guys are like, damn, that ass is fat. So you got to want to clear. So you're going to want to clear that, because what will happen is, say you are out with a guy, and some of these guys like are mentalists, okay, you guys. So we'll get into more of that later. But say you're out with a guy, and like you just somehow you find yourself back at his place. You didn't even want to go, and then somehow you find yourself sleeping with him. You didn't even want to do that. What happened? How did that happen? So there's a couple of reasons why that could happen, and one of them is that he willed it into being. He willed it into being because that's what he wanted to happen. And you, just so sweet and vulnerable and open to the experience of meeting this person and learning about them and seeing where it goes, you let it go there. You didn't have a strong enough boundary and barrier to his energy up. So this is what I teach in my class, my Heaven on Earth class. So you guys are going to see in the class how energy healing can actually help you in dating, sex, and relationships. This class started as a Reiki course for sex workers, but it's so much more than a Reiki course, and it's so much more than benefiting just sex workers. So the class is going to start on 10/10, and the shopping cart to sign up for the class is going to be open soon. So make sure you stay tuned. Can't wait to get that out for you guys. Yes, it's gonna be so fun. This is like Heaven on Earth 5.0. Like this is like this course like you've never seen it before. Some of y'all have taken the course before, but you've never seen it like this. And I've never been in my bag like this. Like I've never been fully embodied like this. And I'm in my bag. The changes that I've made, I love it here. I feel good, and it's gonna be really great to be able to encompass all those teachings in that class for you guys, because I know there's like a mass movement wave of a lot of y'all that are ready to do the same thing and make these moves and these shifts. Like I can't wait to teach people what I know about how to make a sovereign way for yourself, make your own path. And it's not easy, but it's so rewarding. The benefits outweigh the challenges for sure. So like when it comes to decolonizing, to deconditioning, relationships are so important, because who you surround yourself with, they're going to influence how you feel. Their opinions about things is what's going to influence how you think about things. Like when there's things that you want to do, but your partner or the people that you spend the most time around don't want you to do those things, it's going to make it harder to do those things. And it doesn't mean you're not going to do them. It just means that like you might have to work extra hard. There's just all these different things that go into relationships. So with these practices of polyamory and circular dating, like they can even benefit friendships. You know, like for example, like it's not necessarily that good to get too attached to one friend. You want to be able to have friends in rotation for different occasions. And it might be the same with a partner. Now, for a lot of sex workers and survivors and just like modern women, people, period, it's really easy to compartmentalize relationships. Like, it's really easy to, like, oh, this is the person that I go out to eat with, but this is the person that I fuck. This is the person that I cry to, but this is the person that I have fun with. And, like, sucks, you know? Like, there needs to be more variation in a lot of those relationships for quality of life going forward. The way that the world is changing, like those transactional relationships or those compartmentalized relationships, they're like not necessarily going to be as satisfying anymore. We're looking for people that we can do all the things with. That like this is the person that I want to fuck, I want to go out to eat with. They look good. I feel good with them. I want to spend time with this person, you know, I wouldn't mind having a future with this person, you know. And everybody's going to have their wounds and their traumas, their childhood traumas and their issues, but it's just about like what can you handle, and you know, is it something that is going to hurt you, or is it something that you're uniquely capable of dealing with? You're going to learn about yourself through the dating process. So that's why it's so important not to just settle with the first person that you get with, because like that's the beauty of polyamory, is that you don't have to do that. You can get with somebody and genuinely treasure them and care for them and keep them in your life, and add on to that with new partners that also complement you. And for like modern women, it makes no logical sense to not be polyamorous. Women are naturally polyamorous because women are naturally, we receive, and we need a lot. We need to receive a lot in order to really let us build our empire and build our queendom, build our goddess temple. You know, when the people bring the offerings to the goddess, all the people bring the offerings, not just one. It's not just one person. That's not enough offerings. We need offerings from the whole village, and that is what it is. So what a lot of people don't understand about these archetypes is that like it's not going to fit into common understanding of how things are supposed to be. You think like, oh, you're supposed to choose the person, get married, you know, and nobody's ever going to see you or talk to you again. There's all these different layers of this conversation, because it's not even about polyamory and dating, but just what about like just life? Because we live in like a world where people can be so controlling to where like if a person sees their girlfriend talking to a strange man, he'll fucking jump out of the car and shoot everybody. So what's the deal? These are things that we really need to look at for our own safety. Because why are people so crazy? These deep needs are not getting met, and these fears of abandonment. That's a fear of life or death. Because if you were a child and you were abandoned, you would die. And a lot of people are still children on the inside. And when you're in a relationship with somebody or you're having intimacy with somebody, you see that childlike side of them even more. So just some things to think about. But I wanted to speak on this topic. Like, I'm still learning where I stand on the topic, because like I said, like I've always been naturally polyamorous. All my relationships for the most part have been poly. If they weren't, I probably still cheated. Hee hee. I love admitting that I cheat. Like, I just want everybody to know up front and be on the same page. Like, if you start fucking up, bitch, I'm cheating right away. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna wait to find out what happened. I'm gonna cheat it right away. And it's because I have to. Like, it's because I'm wounded. I'm still wounded, and I have issues. And so if any little thing feels off with somebody that I'm dealing with, I can't take the anxiety of that. So I need to do something to soothe my anxiety. So that will be going and getting with somebody else and spending time with somebody else. So that's why I keep a rotation of people that I talk to, because I have to, because that's what makes me feel good. And no, I'm not going to wait to have sex with them. I'm sorry. Why? I like to have sex. So I need to see what they're working with. Like, come on, be serious. The fuck? It's 2022, bitch. So, but for people who are living a certain type of lifestyle and who are looking for a certain type of relationship, then yes, dating a certain class of people in a certain worldview, like, yes, that will work best. Circular date guys until one becomes the protector, provider, steps up to the plate, claims you, chooses you. Yes, it has been so hard, like dealing with an extremely masculine man and learning like how to deal with him, while at the same time healing my own feminine wounds and healing my daddy issues. So not clinging and not chasing and not controlling. Like, those things have been so hard for me. And the best lessons that I've learned, because I want harmonious relationships, and I've worked on my ability to have relationships with men beyond transactional relationships. Like, I've worked on it because it's what I want. It's something that I want. Got to work on my relationships with women too. And I go back and forth because I don't really consider myself a lesbian anymore, but I still probably would, like, I don't know. I don't want to really close myself off from connections at this point in my life. I think I was like so dedicated to, like, at a certain point, I guess my ancestors just like had me in a chokehold, and they were like really working on me. And I was so dedicated to, like, I want to get married, I want to have children. This is the man I'm going to do it with. And like, I just knew all these things. And it was important for me to switch up and just to be like, you know what? I need to think about this differently. I need to know myself and what I need. And I can't rush into this decision just because this sex feels good. I can't rush into this decision. This is a lifelong decision. It's like one of the most important decisions that you can ever make in your life. And what I realized, what I started my exploration of circular dating and polyamory. I mean, I started this polyamory thing a long time ago, but my exploration of, like, how do I date and deal with people in a way where I can allow the ones that are best for me just to come to the surface, and I can repel the ones that are trying to make me feel like they're the best for me, but they really want something out of me in return. Like they want to use me in some type of way. This is like the love bombing, narcissistic dynamic, and all that stuff. Like they want to feel good, but they don't really actually care about me, or there's something deeper. Like they have an inner sinister motivation. So like in the past, like I said, in the past I let people date me because they wanted to date me. They tried the hardest out of everybody to date me, not necessarily the one I liked the most. So now, like, I'm growing up and bringing it into a balance that, like, okay, it's a long-term compatibility, because once I choose my husband and we go forward with our choice to get it popping and get it cracking, then bitch, my life is no longer mine. It will never be my life again. It will belong to him. It will belong to my children, and it will never be mine again. So that's not something I take lightly. Hold on one second, guys. I gotta respond to this text, but I don't want to stop talking to you. So just 1 second. Oh wait. Okay, I'm back. She said this is true. All right. Yeah. So let's keep talking. Um, I made the realization that, wait a second, what am I in such a hurry for? Why am I pressing this person? Why am I pressing anybody? Why would I? Why should I? That shit makes no sense. Silly. Because once I cross this threshold into my new life, it'll never be my life again. It'll always belong to my husband and my children for the rest of my life. Hold on 1 sec, you guys. Okay. Yay! So one of the things for me with poly was that I always felt like my partners were so jealous they wouldn't want me to have friends. So I'm like, if I have to be poly to even have friends, I'll do that. And plus, my friendships were always like extremely intimate. I will cuddle with my friends, hug and kiss my friends, dance with my friends, grind my booty on my friends, and I would never make friends with somebody that I wouldn't want to be in an orgy with. So like I still, even if I am in a monogamous relationship, I still want to have my freaky fun and do wild shit. I want to fucking dance on a yacht butt ass naked with my homegirls, and I should be able to. So I think like these type of things, like you got to know what's right for you, because this is a lifestyle that I want to live, and I would need the right partner that would be also, they would be down for that, living that lifestyle too. Compatibility matters. It matters a lot. And not apologizing. Because once I started telling the men that I was dealing with that I need multiple men, it changed things. It made me feel better. And a lot of them, it immediately would be like, you need multiple men. Oh, because a lot of men, I've heard this from many men, is that they want to date multiple women, but they don't want her to date multiple men. And I was like, actually, I want to date multiple men, and I don't want them to have any other women but me. I don't. I want to be the only one. I want all the attention. I need all the attention. But if I can't have it, that's fine. Do what you got to do, boo. For you, it's your body. Who the fuck am I to tell somebody what the fuck to do with their own body? Plus, bitch, can you keep him from sticking his dick where he wants to? No, you can't. He's gonna do what he wants to do, and you have to be okay with that. Depending on who's the man that you want. The most attractive men are the most sexually active most of the time, but not all the time necessarily. It just depends on the connection that you have with that person, and the stage of life that you're in. Like, I don't, I'm not here to be like, oh, I can give you advice on relationships because I have all these long-term successful relationships. No, I don't have long-term relationships like that. Like, I have long-term friendships. I'm getting into the phase of my life now where I'm going into having long-term romantic relationships and sexual relationships because I'm settling into my womanhood and it feels good here. And I'm just now at 38 years old, learn how to actually ask for what I need and make requests and demands and set boundaries that is like expressing how I feel and letting people know like what I will accept and what I won't. And that's actually been extremely scary because I don't want nobody to whoop my ass. Like, coming from abusive relationship situations and dynamics where I like, if I was getting emotional, going crazy, I might just get punched dead in the face. No, like, it's been very hard to like actually be able to be open about how I feel with people, and I'm really proud of the progress that I've made. She said equally yoked. Yes. Yes. Like, equally yoked. Like, how do you want to be dancing butt ass naked on a yacht with me? Then we are equally yoked. Yes, this is the double standards for me. Yeah. And one thing that I learned that I thought was very funny and interesting was that, like, this case study of this guy, because he's a guy that I know, never had sex with him, never wanted to. Just, to me, he's a cool friend, but he's not. I wish he was, but he's not. He can't be a cool friend because of what he wants from me and what he sees in me, which is different than what I see in him. Which is like, what I see in him is like a homeboy, cool friend. Nope. He ain't. He can't be. Why? Because he's got life fucked up. He's got life fucked up. Because when he saw my sugar daddy, he saw me out with my sugar daddy, and he tried to make fun of my sugar daddy's looks and insinuated that he thought that he was more handsome than my sugar daddy, therefore he would clearly be a better partner than my sugar daddy, or clearly more desirable to me than my sugar daddy. And I had to put his ass in check quick to be like, do you see everything? Do you see what, like, I had to name off all these different things that this man has done for me. And I'm like, I don't care about how the fuck he looks. I care about how he cares about me. You ain't done that shit, and you ain't going to, because you think that your looks is supposed to buy you into a woman's life and have her take care of you. And a lot of these men, they might look masculine or seem masculine, but that's just their front and their facade. And they'll do things to set you up to where you'll take care of them. And it's a whole pimp code book, play by play, player pimp with what they do. That's what they do. They groomed into it from their daddies and their uncles, and they've been told that this is how you deal with women in order to get what you want from them. And like, it's a difference between a man who's observed dealing with women and dealing with his mother, his aunties, and other women, has observed like how to handle them, and how women like to be handled and need to be handled, versus a man who like learned from other men how to handle women. Very different. I hate when men judge other men. I do too. It's so cringe. Ew. Like, why would you do sugar daddy first in my book? Exactly. I'm like, do you know everything this man has done for me? Come on. He loves me. Bitch, he's not trying to make me take care of him. So, but anyways. You can never insult my sugar daddy. Like, it's so funny how many like other guys that I knew that seen me out with him or seen him with me in different places and then try to insult his looks to me. I'm like, that's not why I'm with him, first of all. And anybody can be handsome when they treat you right. But that's where he fucked up, because he treated me wrong and he lost his handsomeness. Because I don't care how much I turn up on you and how wild I get or what wild ass shit I say. You as a man need to be able to calm me down and tell me that I'm not going to disrespect you, and whatever you need to do to put a little brat in her place is what you need to do. Otherwise, I will never feel safe with you. Yes, these motherfuckers be out here relationship pimping. And the man literally told me that that's what he does. He literally told me that, or that's what he did. That's what he used to do. He used to get with women even if he didn't like them, and that's where he would have a place to stay. And yeah, that's what a lot of them do, because they need it, because they need a place to stay, because their mama doesn't love them, daddy doesn't love them, nobody loves them. Well, guess what? My parents don't love me either. So I was like, damn, I had to look at it. Like, I had to look at it from the perspective of, like, I'm not going to be out here doing the same thing, And I think so many women, like, it's not like so many women are just concerned with having a man provide for you, but you don't realize that he's a narcissist. He's codependent. He's trying to provide for you so that you'll provide for him, so that he'll have somebody to take care of him in his old age. They burned all bridges, lol. Like, bitch, nobody loves you, and I can see why. I'm just playing. I know people be thinking that too, and I be talking about my parents not loving me. They're like, I can see why. Why do you think I'm like this? Why the fuck do you think I'm like this? I got issues. I have issues. They didn't love me for who I am. They just love me for what I could do for them. And I think everybody's the same now. And I can't take nothing seriously. I'm quick to break up with somebody as soon as they rub me the wrong way. And I feel good about it too, because I'm like, it should just don't usually get that deep for me. And that's a side effect of being an adult entertainer. I've seen the worst of men. I can't take them seriously now. I can't take anybody seriously. Men love relationships. They really do. They really do. And it's supposed to be like women are the ones that are always trying to get a man into a relationship. No. The men want to be in the relationship. The men want 24/7 pussy and love and cuddles. But like, they also want to feel like not good enough for it too. I don't know. So I'm about to get off this, you guys, because I've got plans, but I'm gonna post it so you can see. And like, I'm streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. This is my new setup now. I got 3 different platforms going when I do this. So make sure you leave comments, like, share, subscribe, say mashallah, tell a friend to tell a friend. Check out my podcast, Majnuni Confessions. I'll probably upload another episode tonight. If you guys want to work with me and explore these themes further, book a consultation one-on-one. I recommend the consultation first if you've never worked with me before, because that way we can decide what is going to be best for your ongoing care. But if you've already worked with me, then you can just shop anything. You know what you want. I have Reiki sessions available. And I'm going to be opening the shopping cart for my Heaven on Earth course coming soon. You can download the course manual now, but I'm having a special live course experience that is going to be so amazing that you guys are going to love, and you're going to have to tune in. I'm really excited to ride this wave of sexual liberation and sovereignty and healing. Bloodline liberation. It's in the blood. It's in the blood. It's in the bones. It's in the gristle and the tendons and the muscles and the nerves and the organs. It's a root chakra healing and bringing heaven to earth through our own sovereign flesh and blood. So stay tuned, healers. Much love. Peace. Masalama. Oh, I'm still on here. I thought I ended this.